3, 2, 1. What's up, George? What's going on in the House of Craze tonight?
In the House of Craze tonight, I have one word: recaps. It is going to be a recap of two shows that we were just at, and we're going to be just hanging out. We're going to hang out tonight.
It's going to hang out. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a hoot. Let's get it.
We are the only show for independents all around, giving you a platform to spread your word all over town. Catch the Craze is the place to promote to your fans with the dream of Medina and Sam the Crazy Man. Subscribe to our show and never miss an episode. It's time to get your mans, listen to us on the go. Updated every week, we never miss a day. Join the squad, come on in. It's time to catch the Craze. If you are an independent, catch the Craze. Making moves on your own, catch the Craze. On your grind in the streets, catch the Craze. Join the movement, catch the Craze.
Yeah, George, we did it again. Come on now. You know you want to do it. Catch the Craze. Welcome to Catch the Craze podcast. I'm your host with the most, Sam the Crazy Man, Vera, and I am with
George the Dreamer Mondina. What's happening, everyone? Welcome to another exciting episode of Catch the Craze. It is Tuesday, August 5th. We are in August. What's up, Lou? And we are going to be talking about tonight recaps. We're going to be recapping what we've been doing the last couple of weeks out in the convention circuit. Sam's got some stories. I got a little recap on San Diego. What's up, KC? Needs this for enthusiasm for my next con in April at the latest. There you go. Yes, that's what we're going to be doing tonight. No guests, it's just the two of us. We're going to be talking about that. I know Sammy's got his Kickstarter. If you haven't pledged to the Kickstarter, let's get that rocking. We're going to talk a little bit about that and just hang out tonight. So what do you guys say? How you been, brother?
Oh man, tired. Between moving and traveling for work and doing conventions simultaneously, your boy is spent. But no, I'm excited. I just got back from Bell County Comic Con. I did Retro Expo 2 weeks ago. Retro Expo was my best show I've done in years. And Bell County Comic Con was a B plus. It wasn't as good as it was last year. There was a lot of things that changed, but we'll talk about that as we get into the show today. Because of work, I missed a couple of days of promoting the campaign, so it went stale. So I'm trying to hopefully jumpstart the Kickstarter today and get to 20 backers, because when we do, we're going to be raffling off the new cover for There's an Alien in My Toilet, number 1. So we're going back to the old school, how we started in the game. So this is the new number 1. All of the other covers get retired. So once they sold out, they're not being reprinted again. And this will be the retail edition. So when Duty gets distributed next year in stores, that's the cover you'll see in the stores.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. Yeah, that's good news, man. That's good news. But yeah, no, we're definitely going to be talking about getting some of that stuff out and doing what we got to do. Before we get into anything, we're going to talk a little bit more about what we got going down the pike, and then we can go into, the weekends and what we've been up to. How, I'll talk to you about San Diego and what we were talking a little bit before, how that went. You were telling me about your show, man, tornadoes and all that other fun stuff. But before we get into that, just a little recap, man. What you got going on for the year? What you got going on for the rest of the year, I should say. I know you mentioned the Duty stuff, but what else?
So right now, the campaign for Duty and the Santa Conspiracy is on. We're 1 weekend. It's officially 1 week today. 1 weekend, and we're at 50%, so we're not there yet. So I'm hoping, and a lot of people haven't come back yet. So I'm hoping people come back. And it's a 28-page comic. It's a little longer than my normal comics, which are about 24 pages. So it's 28 pages. And it's Duty to, again, getting in over his head and taking on a holiday force that he doesn't even understand. And there's a plot twist to it. And so at the end, then you'll be pleasantly surprised for it, and so promoting that. In the fall, I'll be launching the art book on Kickstarter as well, The Art of Duty. So that's going to be in the fall. And right now, this Saturday, I'll be at Texas Latino Comic Con. I'm a guest there, so that's going to be fun. I love that show. I love it's at the Hispanic Heritage Center, and they treat me extremely well there. I'm looking forward to that. It's a 1-day show, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then in September, I have College Station coming up. I have Denton Comic Art Expo, and Denton. It's Brian Kelly. He is a comic shop owner, and he is the promoter for Denton Comic Art Expo. He's also produced the Herman story in the anthology that was distributed on Free Comic Book Day. So they also good to me. I love doing that show. I'm doing Big Texas Comic Con for the first time, and I'm doing another show in Houston, which I'm looking forward to. So I got 5 more shows for the rest of the year, and then I'll take November, December off. And I'm just working on the pages for the Christmas special, and I'm excited about this special, the Duty and the Santa Conspiracy. I'm just working on the pages on that, and I'm excited about that. Plus, I got some new prints for the conventions this year. I did a Duty as Storm print. I did Duty as Magneto print. I got Duty as Woody from Toy Story.
Duty as Woody.
Yes, and I got Duty as John Cena's character. Peacemaker. Yes. So I got a couple of new prints coming up. So I'm excited about that. I got tons of requests. I got a database. I got about 100 requests the past couple of conventions for Duty as. So they'll come down the road, but I got some new ones just for these shows. They were very popular. I released these new ones. I have Duty as Lobo. And they were just flying. All the new ones were just flying off the shelf. And so that was pretty cool. So outside of that, and then in November, I start working on issue number 8 of There's an Alien in My Toilet. So lots going on. What about you, bro?
That's almost over that, right? Because it's like what 10 issue, right? 10 issue miniseries.
Next year it ends the run, and that's when I'll start getting it into stores.
Right. Yeah. No, that's good stuff, man.
So my goal is volume 1 is already there, then volume 2 for the retailers, and then once the retailers received all 10 issues, volume 1 and volume 2, then the following year I'm going to do an omnibus, but with brand new pages and art and a short story, so make it more exciting. So that's the whole goal for next year's 26, right? So the end of 26 and the beginning of and all of 2027 is when I expect to have all that stuff in stores.
I got you. Yeah, no, that's good stuff, man. And you'll have like a 10, I guess, 10 issues. So you'll have like a good 9-month kind of like head start when you drop the first one. That way you don't have to worry about, damn, I'm not going to make the deadlines, which is great. I'm going to be at Terrificon this weekend. Nice. I'm not going to be a vendor there. I'm going to hang out. I'm going out there with Jonathan, Cyfax. I'm going to go out there with Anibal. Anibal's rolling out there with us. So we're going to be chilling out there. There's going to be a few people that are going to be out there. I think I know Michael San Martino will be out there with Rob and their book Technogods. So they'll be out there. Johnny C, who I will be at New York Comic Con with, he'll be out there. Hector Rodriguez, wow, he's going to be out there. John Escobales, KJ Murphy, Keith, he's going to be out there. Chris and Sean are mad. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people out there. So it's good. That's a good show, man.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, it's a fun show. If you ever came out to the East Coast, that I think would be a good show too for you to do, because that's a fun show. It's a really, really good show.
Yeah, you out there with all my favorite people.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be good. And then so I also wanted to give a shout out to Vaughn Coleman. He's got a book called Phenomenova, and he's got a Kickstarter going right now. I lettered that book, so check that out. Phenomenova. Big shout out to Vaughn. Really, really good book. And what else I'm going to be? I'm going to be at New York Comic Con in October with Johnny C. So that's the 15th. On the 15th, I'm also going to be releasing the first issue of Wonder Duck to stores. So big shout out to all the stores that have already ordered the book. Thank you very much. I'm going through Filbo distribution. So if you guys are watching and you have your local comic book shop, you want to talk to them about it and say, hey, I want Wonder Duck in the store, go to your store and tell them to go into my website, look
Yeah.
for Philbo Distribution, sign up, and order some books. I have some stuff coming up on the 15th as well that that I got to talk about, but probably next week. I want to finalize a couple of things. Big shout out to Mark Torres, dude. I don't know if you saw. I went back to the studio. Yeah,
I know, man. I was having that nostalgic feeling, bro.
Oh man, it's not the same one where we went. It's a new one, but
yeah, I saw that. It was a different layout.
Yep. But just being in there was very, very cool. So big shout out to Mark Torres. It came from the radio. He's got a book called Designated. So check that out.
Yeah.
Go to Crowdfunder with a DR, not a DER. Crowdfunder. He still has his book up there. So check that out.
Yeah.
Speaking of platforms, of crowdfunding platforms, Kickstarter, October 7th, the shameless plug will be launching. We'll be here. I already booked my spot on the show.
Yeah.
So we'll be launching on here. And then right after this, actually, I'm going to be talking.
You know what I appreciate?
Yeah.
That you come home for the interview.
I got to come home, bro.
That's what I appreciate.
You know where it's at.
You know what I'm saying?
It starts and finishes. Now, listen, if you are away for work, then I'll have to do a plan B. Plan B is going to be my YouTube channel. But for right now, October 7th, we'll be here. We'll be launching. That's going to be fun. Right after this, actually, right after we do this, at 9:05, I'm going to be on with Miss Calcaterra, Lori, who also has a Kickstarter right now, Path of the Pale Rider Book 7.
Yes.
And then for everything else, just go to my website, getyourmeds.com. And that's it, man. That's what I got going on.
It's nice, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be a busy October.
Yeah, I backed Path of the Pale Rider. I got William Russell's cover.
Yeah,
I liked his cover. I was like,
which one? Because he did two, right?
He did two. Let me see, which one did I get?
He did the bear. I think he did one with the bear.
I think that's the one I got. Let me see. It's right here, Eagle Riggin, Path of the Pale Rider. Because I backed a bunch this year.
Let me see. I think I did exactly what you did, and I pledged to his one of his covers also.
Yeah, I got the. Where is it? It is the one with the skull.
Oh, that's dope.
That one is fire.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, that one's good. I like that one.
The skeleton in the moon.
Yeah. Head West or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
the muscle joint. Yeah, that's the one I got. Yeah, Head West. That's the second one I got with the moon in the background, that skeleton looking sideways and shit. Yeah, that one's good.
That one's fire. I mean, I was like, yo, I gotta get that one.
Yeah, he did a good job.
So yeah, I backed Eagle Raven. And then I also backed Dusk Love Bites. By David Dubb. There's
so many campaigns right now, dude.
I got the main cover with smells added. Oh, I don't know what kind of smells that is.
Oh, she's got like a scratch and sniff.
Damn, Lori thinks of everything, bro.
Yo, let me tell you, Lori, her campaigns are off the chain, man. It's insane what she does. She's killing it. You know, she's got 71 hours to go, 113 backers. You know what I mean? She's killing it. Yeah, she's past her goal, so she's doing her thing. The thing with Kickstarter, though, and obviously, with us running our own, crowdfunding, you always want to grow, right? So if last month or if last campaign you did a certain number, you want that number to be more. So even though it looks a certain way, you want more. You want more backers. You want more. Obviously, more money is better. Yep. And it's tough when you start seeing those things dip. It starts hitting you. It starts hitting you a little different. Lou says it smells like cowboy.
Smells like cowboy.
The cover she got. Oh my God, that's amazing. Yeah, she does think of everything though.
I think that's the hard part because it's one of the things like Kickstarter's always been a slow process for my campaigns.
Yeah,
it never comes out at the gate. It's always a slow process. One backer here, one backer there, right? And it's very different at conventions.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like the reception is right there. But I think at the conventions, you were saying it earlier, I have a competitive advantage at the conventions because I really put a lot into my presentation. Yeah. Right. So I stand out.
Stands out. Yeah.
I don't stand out on Kickstarter. Right. I'm lost in a sea of people who've been in the game doing it for a long time. big names or even adult content, right? The algorithms on Kickstarter support a lot of that. So Duty doesn't stand out because it's family friendly. It's slapstick humor. It's an alien. It's green. It's cartoony. And I haven't been able to crack that at all.
The sad pancake smelly stickers on lock now. She's talking about Lori's campaign. Sad pancake is a little dog. It's a little dog. It's a little dead dog. Yeah.
A dead
No,
dog.
you're right. You know what? And I was talking to Anibal, I think earlier. I think it was Anibal, and we were talking about like you and I, right? Because of what we create, the stuff that we put together. Like it's for younger audience, right? And on Kickstarter, what happens with that is that kids don't want to wait for their book.
Yeah.
Like if they want something, they want it now. They don't want to wait a month, 2 months. Plus, they don't hold the credit card that allows them to buy the book, right? Like it's up to the parent. And if the parent is busy looking at other things on Kickstarter for them, then it makes it a little tougher. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the parent, and they're not on Kickstarter, the kids,
No.
and it's the adults that are on Kickstarter, right? And at the conventions where I see the kids, but I tell you right now, 2 out of every 3 of my customers are adults. Right. It's either nostalgic, right? They love the fact that it reminds them of their past and the things they love the most about cartoons and comics. Then I have the mother who's like, is this age appropriate? I love to introduce this to my son loves potty humor. He loves Captain Underpants, blah, blah. Right. So then I have that, right. They have that. They always assume because it's, there's name of my toilet, his name is Duty. They think it's potty jokes. Right. And, so you have that, right? And then you have the young ones that come over and they say, "Mom, I want that." Right? So it's a mixed bag. But most of my customers are adults.
Right. But the thing is, you can pitch it to them. You can explain to them there.
Yes.
What up, guys? What this is. You can talk to them about, oh, it's not just this, it's that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas on Kickstarter, they just go by what they see. And and that's it. They don't have you explaining that.
Yes, exactly. And that's
I mean?
and that's the challenge, right? They see the image. It's like, oh, it's very cartoony. I'm actually looking for something more hardcore or whatever it is.
Right.
But so they don't really give it it's a due process. Like, let me read the summary. Let me understand what this is. Let me see. When my son was 7, he found a way to make a video game purchases on his mother's credit card.
Wow.
Dang, Daniel.
$400 later. All right. So when there's a will, there's a way, is what Andy was saying. If these kids want it, they're going to go get it. But I think, maybe like a little video, right? If you explaining that as part of the Kickstarter may help you out. Like if you're there kind of pitching it as if you were at a convention or with your whole setup, you know what I'm saying, in the background and just talking into the camera about what they're about to see, maybe that may help.
Where were you when I was putting this shit together?
Yo, dude, and honestly, I just thought of that right now because you were talking about how at a convention is different. I'm thinking, well, what if there's a pitch? What if you're pitching it to the camera on the Kickstarter so that they at least now can see, oh, that's what that is. Yeah. Oh, okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The kid straight robbed his mom. Damn, that is no bueno. But go ahead.
It's one of those things where it's like I'm trying to find the magic that I get at the events on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And if I can figure that out, man, it'll be dope.
Yeah. Get to change a few things. Yeah. Things they want to book. Interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know.
I don't know if it has anything to do with the topic, but that came from left field.
I'm like, wait, and it's a long one too. I'm like, what? So definitely do a pitch show yourself on the Kickstarter. Appeal to the parents. Yeah, I think that would be a good idea, man. Just a quick pitch, maybe something recorded at a show. I mean, it's late now, but
among my kids,
it got no worse than the digital copy of Thomas the Magic Railroad. Yeah. And you know what? And that's the other thing, right? Like, they don't have to wait. I mean, I guess they do have to wait because you have to wait till the campaign's over before you actually send anything out, digital copies or whatever. So it's at least a 30-day wait. I'm just trying to think of what's the
But you're
quickest way to get it to them.
absolutely correct about people wanting it now.
Now they want
Because
it now.
even pitching the Kickstarter at the event, and they were like, when I can't get it today. No, oh, you know, I'll just wait till you have it at the next show,
I'll just
right?
wait.
And it's like because they didn't want to go. They, you know, they bought the books that I had
Yeah.
there, and they're like, I'll wait for it to when the next time I see you, or I'll get it from your website. When is it going to be available? I said it ships
Right.
in the fall, right in time for the holiday season. I
Yeah.
said, so you know, you get it in November, right in time for Christmas. So if you want to get an extra one as a gift, you know,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
it's
This guy, he needs glasses over here. He needs sunglasses out here.
that's because I'm blessed, bro. Right?
Blessed.
Yeah.
Yo, but let's talk a little bit about your what you did. So talking about conventions, you were at the Bell County, right? Well, you were at Retro. You want
Let's
to talk
retro
about that?
first, and then we'll talk about
Yeah,
Bell
yeah.
County.
Talk
Yeah.
to me.
So we'll
Talk
do
to me. How
retro,
was it?
then we'll do San Diego, then we'll do Bell County.
All right,
How about
so
that?
talk to me about Retro. How
We'll
was
go back
Retro?
and forth. All right. So retro is similar to ZoloCon, right? It's a collector's event, right? And
ZoloCon,
it's
nice.
trading card games, it's gaming, it's, you know, rare collectibles, rare finds, right? And so I took a chance because Aurelis mentioned it to me several times. She goes, I think you would do well there. And so I said, all right, let me go. I said, shout out to the doc. I'm gonna go. I did ZoloCon. I did well at ZoloCon. I don't know what to expect. So I go, I do RetroCon, Retro Expo. I get there and I had a corner, which is dope, right? And I had a good setup. And Saturday, I was like, oh, cool. Saturday was a good day. I made the table back. It was a good day. I was like, all right, so Sunday's gonna be fun. Because Saturday was good, right? Didn't think anything of it. I said, all right, so if I do what I did today, I'll be good. There was no hotel stay, right? So I drove home every day. So Sunday comes, 4 hours in, I get one sale for $4. And I was like, good golly, Miss Molly. Oh, it's gonna be a wash. It's a wrap, right? So now I'm contemplating, do I wrap up early? Right? 2 hours go by, I get another sale for $10. I'm like, damn. So in 6 hours, I did $14. And I'm like, all right, this is it. I'm gonna wrap up early. I'm gonna start
8 hour day, right? It's an
I
8 hour day.
yeah, so I start looking to start finding my stuff to get ready to start packing. A collector comes over. And he's like, tell me about the collector's box, because I had the collector's box. It's $100 for the collector's box, and you get the, you know, the first 7 issues, you get some prints and some stickers, boom, with the collector's box. And he's like, yo, tell me about. I was like, oh, he goes, wait, tell me about all this. I was like, how cool? He goes, you know what? I want every cover that you've produced.
Wait, hold on a second. So before that, though, before he pulled the trigger, were you kind of giving him the pitch like half-assed? Like, were you just like, you know what, dude, I'm about to leave?
No, it was
or not?
it was, you know, when they say there was a voice in my head, right? Because I settled on the fact that it was a wash and I was gonna wrap up. I made that decision. I started getting under the table to get my boxes. I was like, I'm gonna shut down early.
Right.
And then he comes over. I'm like, all right, let's just, you know me, let's smile, let's do my thing. Well, this is tied to this book right here. It's specifically for issue number 7, and I have these covers here because the variant covers were more expensive, right? I said these covers are this price, blah blah. You don't get this with the collector's box, but you can get that separately. So he's like, you know what? How many variant covers do you have? I said, for that issue? He goes, no, for all your issues. I said, well, I got all these. He's like, I want all your variant covers. He goes, do you have any sketch covers? I was like, yeah, but those are $50. He goes, well, can I see them? I said, sure. So he goes through them. He goes, you know what? I want this one, right? So he picked, because I had already pre-illustrated about 10 of them, right? To say it, because I don't want to have my head down drawing at a convention. He goes, I'll take that. He goes, you know what? I want these 10 prints. I want these 15 stickers. He's just going off, right? He's like, I want this. I want this. I want this. I want this. And then he goes, can you sign it all? I said, yo, man, whatever you want, right? So I'm there like clink, I'm signing. And so then another collector comes over. He goes, yo, what are you doing? He goes, yo, you got to see this stuff, man. He goes like, what? He goes, what did you get? He goes, I got everything. He goes, yo, can I have the same thing that he got?
What?
I said, well, he got a sketch cover, but they're all different. He looked through it, and then he saw, I forgot what the character was, and it was one of his favorite characters that I did as Duty as. He goes, I want that one. And so boom, so both of them, but they started a frenzy because now I had people coming up to the table and boom, boom, boom. And so it was like nonstop. And I was like, and it was, yo, dude. And it was one of those things where it was like the universe reminded me, don't give up, stay in it. and it was amazing, bro. It was
Yeah.
amazing. And it was like,
Still
yo,
a
and
good
I was
day.
like, I was giddy inside. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. Right. And it was a chance at something different. And I was ready to call it quits. And in that split second, things just changed. And because those two guys, they created a frenzy and people started saying what's going on over here. And not only that, 4 different retailers want to carry my books in their stores. They said that had the most polished presentation for an artist they've ever seen. They go, your stuff is you got your branding is legit. Like it was amazing. These guys were coming up, and they have their own stores, right? And I was like, oh, that was so for me. It was like it was the thank you, Aurelius, for recommending it because it was the best experience I've had since I've been doing shows in Texas.
Yeah. No, man, that sounds crazy. That sounds insane, dude. That's like the dream right there, right?
Yeah,
Meanwhile, I'm trying to figure out how to get the Kickstarter enthusiasm at conventions.
I said the same thing. No one is willing to back the Kickstarter when they can buy the product off of me at the table.
No, but she's having the opposite reaction. In
Oh,
other words,
really?
she's getting more Kickstarter people and not people at conventions. In other words, she
Oh,
struggles at
yes,
where you
yeah,
struggle on Kickstarter. Her
yeah.
struggle is at a convention. In
Can
other
we
words, not
switch for a
I won't
day?
call it a struggle.
Can we switch for a day?
I know, like not calling it a struggle, but definitely
Yeah.
she definitely has a lot of success on Kickstarter where you find success at conventions. You guys got to switch
Yeah,
for a day. But yeah, no, and she does. I mean, Daphne does well. Her and JD, like they're consistent
yeah,
on Kickstarter, and they have a fan base, a following that's willing to wait for
yeah,
their stuff to come out. And,
yeah.
and it's not like they're waiting a lot because I feel like Daphne and JD have Kickstarters just about every month. You know what I mean? Like they're always on there.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's that. Nope, I still can't read the comments. My last con proved ineffective in drawing attention to my campaign with a huge sampling of what had been developed up to that point. Sam's going to ignore the pen. Great story. Sam's got a pop-up shop. Yeah, word. You need a pop-up shop, bro. Duty Uni crossover. Oh, snap.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, yeah. And it's funny because a guy's like, yo, how long does it take you to put this together? I said, it's about an hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours to put my booth together. I said, because it never looks the same twice, right? And if you've seen the newest pictures that I put up, I had the blue modular cubes because I couldn't find my other racking system at home for my books. So I built but it popped. The blue added color to the orange and it just popped the way it was laid out. And so it always changes. But he says, then he's like, I said, I'll probably be the last one packing with tonight, right? Because it takes me time. And you see how I pack everything meticulously.
Lou said a duty corn.
Duty corn, yeah.
Yeah, nah, man. I think, but that's the key, right? Is the key at these conventions is that to stand out. But you know what it is too, man? It's standing out, but not, and I'm going to use a word that I hate, but not being garish. Like
Yes.
you don't want it to be too much.
Right.
Where they're like, holy cow, that's just way too much color, man. Like, so you got to find the right balance.
Yeah, that blue.
You know,
If you've seen the pale blue that I used, that was legit. I'm gonna be stealing from it. Yeah, still with pride. That's what I say.
Yeah. No, for sure, man. But yeah, I think that if you're going to be at Baltimore this year, what are you doing next? I think you're going to be at Baltimore. I was there last year. Baltimore was good last year, dude. Baltimore was a good show. Yeah, it was a good show. I had a really good show at Baltimore. What makes the next local con more exciting is the location upgrade at a frequent prom venue. Wow. Oh man, corn doesn't digest. But yeah, no, though that's dope, bro. That's dope. When we were talking about before we came on, I was telling you because I went to San Diego, right? And dude, as soon as I got to San Diego, like as soon as I got to the like I got off the plane and I was at the airport. Remember, I sent you that picture. I sent you guys that picture of the plane. That's where we met Johnny. The last time we were there, where we met up with John because he was coming from Vegas. I was like, holy cow, dude! Like memories just started coming, like from when we were last there. And like, as a matter of fact, you remember the hotel where we stayed, where we were carrying all the things across the highway?
Yes,
dude. So one of the guys that was hanging out with Johnny C was staying at that hotel, bro.
Oh, wow.
I swear, I was like, yo, I remember this place because that's where we had stayed all those years ago. They had revamped it and it looked a little different, but that was it. I was like, wow, look at this, man.
Yeah.
Daphne, I had to cancel Baltimore. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, well, next year, I'm going to try to do next year also. But yeah, so that was that, right? The show itself, dude. I mean, listen, I New York Comic Con is great. It's a great show. I mean, it's my local show, but there's nothing like San Diego, dude. There's just nothing like San Diego. Like,
I saw the photos, man. I saw
dude,
videos. I was watching people wrap ups of and live vlogs. It was crazy.
it was insane. They had a 15-foot Galactus walking around.
Galactus. I saw
Galactus
that.
just walking around. It's just a different experience. As fun and as great as New York Comic Con is, I think because of the way the Javits Center is designed and set up, you got to go up and down the stairs, and there's different places to go. Whereas in San Diego, is the hall is just one long thing. It's like everything is inside there, and then the weather's so beautiful out there that they have activations outside of the convention. So you don't even have to go to the convention. If you want to check out something that from the Fantastic Four, whatever, they had stuff outside of the convention, right next to the trolleys. You know what I mean? Like, and just getting there is easy. Now, it's just as expensive as New York. That doesn't change. But I think that the experience for the people coming in, it's just different, dude. It really is different. It really is different. Now, as far as vending or exhibiting at the show, you got to hustle. You got to hustle because people are going there for specific. You talk about a pop culture event, people are going for specific things, and then they'll come and check out what you have. But you have to be, I don't want to say aggressive, but you definitely have to stand out. You definitely have to grab them because they're not just going to come to the table.
Do they still have the program guide?
Yeah.
Oh,
they still have the program guide. They have their crowd control, especially at these panels, is top notch, dude. They have one-way hallways. You can only go one way down those big hallways where the panels are. You can't come out the way. If you go one way, that's the only way you're gonna go. You're gonna go around and come back the other way. Wow. Just to control the crowd because it gets crazy. It gets crazy out there, but they know what they're doing. You know what I mean? So you never feel like, oh man, I'm thinking this is crazy over here. I would love to go back to San Diego, but the hotel lottery. The hotel lottery, and so what Daphne's talking about, we going next year. So you can get into a lottery where you can get a room closer to the convention, right? And back in the days, I remember that one time there were like 15 of us in one room.
Yeah.
And Brian Kong was up late drawing his cards, but there was like a bunch of us in the room. Yeah. So anyways, it's similar. So anyway, but those rooms are still expensive. You can win a stay or whatever. You can get a stay, but that room's still probably going to be like $400 or $500 a night. Yeah. Like, they're just expensive, dude. Those hotels are expensive. I stayed about 20 minutes outside of the convention. Yeah,
because the demand is there, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The supply is limited. The demand, they can price it at any price they want.
Whatever they want.
Because if you go off season, you'll get it for $150 a night.
That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. The hotel where I was staying, right, 20 minutes away. It was a little mom and pop thing. It wasn't even like a major chain. Saturday night, $300 for that freaking room. 20 minutes away. In the off season, that same room, $70.
That's crazy.
That is insane, dude.
Yeah.
I rented a car and I got lucky because I parked in one of the Morgan Stanley building had their own lot. And it's weird because that Thursday, it was $36 to park, which if anybody's from New York knows that those spots near the convention center are about $60 a day, easy. So I was like, that's not bad. But then the next few days, when I paid only $10. It was only $10 to park there. So it was well worth it. You know what I mean? Right. It was well worth it. But the show itself, dude, it's nothing like it, man. It's nothing like it. It's nothing like it.
No, I mean, I got put on a waiting list and then I had to tell him, I said, take me off the waiting list. I said, it's either I'm in or not.
Yeah.
Because I have to plan for it. You know, so you can't tell me a couple of weeks before saying, oh,
that's
you know.
San Diego. Yeah. Because you got to send a bunch of stuff out there. Like you got to,
I need
to carry it with you, but then
I need months to plan for something like that because I'd be the guy that wants to have an ad in the program guide because I want that competitive advantage. I want to drive traffic to my table because you're competing with everybody, the world, right?
So they have. See, here's the thing about the guide. They have it. I think it's just like they have it there just because people still want things. But for the most part, they have their own app.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for anything, the app is where you're going to go.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The program guide, I think, is more for like the old school cast.
But yeah, and that's what I'm saying. If it's digital, that's even better. You know what I mean?
Better.
Because to get some sort of like a sponsored page or whatever it is, or something with an ad where people can say, oh, look at this.
Yeah.
Because if you're there, and you're just hoping for just walk traffic, you got to wait. But if you have some sort of competitive advantage, right? Get on the local news, figure out some way to get some press out there a couple of months in advance, right? Build some sort of, momentum before you go out there. But it's not, for me, it's not worth the trip. Just to take the chance. I want to have some sort of a home court advantage going there.
Yeah, you know what I also found, man? The panels are not the same.
They're
Like
not?
when we used to go to like the Wizard World, the Wizard Philly or Wizard Chicago, whatever, and we would take and go into these panels, you learn stuff at those panels. You used to anyway. They used to be really informative. Today's panels, man, at least the ones I went to, it's all about somebody pitching their own stuff.
Oh,
It's not so much where like you learn. Like I went to a panel about pitching, how to pitch your idea, right? And maybe it's because we've been doing this for a long time. A lot of the stuff that they said, we already knew.
right.
Kind of, it's just a matter of just doing it. Like you know what you have to do. It's a matter of just doing it. But that was like maybe 10 minutes of the panel. The rest of it was 5 people on the thing pitching their own stuff to us. We're at table this, and this is what my book is about. Come check it out at my table. You know what I mean? It just became a thing where they were just pitching us their book. Granted, it was about pitching, but still, I'm like, tell me how to do it and what's the best practice and who to reach and stuff like that. But what I found was that if you are looking to get published, say for example, you're looking for Ani Press or Fantagraphics or any one of these guys to publish you, right? Those panels is probably the place to go because that's where the editors are going to be.
Right.
And if you can at least make contact with any one of those people, then you can go to the table, say, I saw you at the panel, maybe grab a business card. And now you have a direct email to that particular person, and you can maybe send out their stuff to them.
Yeah.
Rather than sending it to like info@fantagraphics.com or submissions@soandso.com, where they're never going to read them and they're never going to see your stuff. So, there's ways around it. I think that's a different way of networking, especially at a show that big.
Yeah, that's interesting. How was your panel? I mean, and what was the size of the audience?
Panel was good. I mean, it's Comic-Con, maybe 50 people.
That's good.
But yeah, it was good. It was good. It wasn't like 2 or 3 people there.
Right.
And it was, some of my family. It was actually people there that were, because Mariano Niceza, big shout out to him. Thank you for putting me on. That's Fabian Niceza's brother. And he has Apex Comics. So he was doing a panel about his company, and because Philbo Distribution, Philip Russell's company, is going to be is distributing now.
Right.
He had him on the show, and so Phil said, "Yeah, you want to come and sit in on this?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, man. Why not? You can, a pro badge at Comic-Con for sure, man." Yeah. So we went out there. It was good, man. It was a nice experience. Wilson Ramos, Wilson.
Yeah,
was there. That. He was there. I hung out with him for a little bit. So that was.
Is nice. He still producing books?
Yeah, he's the Ninja Mouse. He's got Ninja Mouse Section 8 Comics. Big shout out to him. He still has books that he's still producing. So yeah, he's still doing this. He was there signing with another company called Committed Comics. Wilson does a lot of lettering, a lot of coloring for a lot of companies. So he's big. He's big time in the indie market. So we hung out, and that was good. That was nice.
How was the after party?
It was 1 hour. Didn't go to any after parties. No, because my buddies were there. Like I had a friend who was there. So we went to see Fantastic Four and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I didn't go into any after parties, but yeah, just the vibe was good, man. It was just
It
fun.
looked fun, man. I was, I feel like I was looking through a store window, right? It just brought back a lot of memories. And I mean, we've had nothing but great times at San Diego. I have no bad memories from our times at San Diego.
Always fun, dude.
Always fun.
It's always a good time. When we were going, obviously, we were up and coming, and you know what I mean. And we had like a little crew that had started, at the same time, kind of. So we were all kind of like on the same boat.
Yeah.
With me just going, by myself. Yeah, granted, there was still a little crew there but it wasn't the same. You know what I mean? Like I didn't go to Tijuana. It wasn't that kind of party, but
it's a show where I like that size show. Like I'd have to have somebody with me because
I
do. I rolled solo at all these shows, but it's easier because they're not massive events. And like even the event I was at Bell County this past weekend, I was 20 feet from the bathroom. So if I had to
Yeah.
walk away, it's a bang bang, right? Because I always take a cooler with my food.
Yo, dude, what also brought back memories was, remember those doors that would open at the
Yeah.
when the show opened up and people would rush in
Yeah.
and we'd be there hand. So the way they set up the show is still the same way. They still set it up the same way. So like tables are still by that, like where we were.
Yeah.
Those tables are still there because that's still small press. And so there's still that flux of people that comes in. And
Awesome.
that to me, I'm glad that they've kept small press there, because if you hustle, bro, you can make some good money there.
Yeah.
You can make some good money there but you have to be handing stuff out. You have to be calling people to the table. It's
You gotta have
130,000 people, dude. Like,
Yeah, you gotta have
gotta
the
get something
inventory
out of
to. I mean, like you're gonna spend between small press. What a small press booth right now? 650, 700,
Probably more than that.
right?
I would have to
Or
check.
more, whatever it is.
Closer to 1,000, I think.
So you're
Yeah,
gonna spend about 2,500, right? Between hotel,
absolutely.
the event, food, and shipping your stuff, right? So you need to do double that, right? You want to make that back, or at least $4,000 to $5,000. So you got to make sure you have the right product.
Yeah,
And
and you have
gotta
enough of it.
stamina
Yeah.
and your pitch down, right? To just make eye contact and go crazy, go ballistic.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah, and I think the best locations on the floor are those by that door. Because
Yeah.
even though people may think, oh, but they're just gonna walk through there and walk past you. No, you constantly go through that door, because the way
Yeah.
they have it set up on the other side of the building, on the front side of the building, is when you're done at a panel, say for example, you
Yeah.
come down the escalator, you got to go outside. You got to scan out, because now you got to scan your badges. You got to scan your badge out, and then you got to come back inside the building, scan back in. So a lot of people don't even bother going that way because they don't want to go the in and out. They go to the back way where I was telling you, and then they come down that escalator, and they're probably just wandering around after a panel. That's when you can grab them and say, hey, come check this out. Because
Right.
at that point, they're just kind of looking around to see what's next, unless they got to go somewhere to get like an exclusive. But all that stuff, dude, there was a Hot Wheels Back to the Future car, right? But it was the DeLorean, but it was the little van where the DeLorean comes in the movie. They had that for like $32 at the Hot Wheels thing. By 10 o'clock every morning, those things were gone. No, by 10:30, because the show opened up at 9:30. An hour later, they were gone. So the rush for those kind of things is always going to be first thing in the morning. By 11, 12 o'clock, that's when they start wandering the floor. That's when maybe you can catch them. But if you're in the middle aisle, like if you're in the middle of an aisle, that's when it gets tough, because people don't necessarily, people don't necessarily stop. They just want to get through it. They just want to get through. So stopping people. That's why I thought I saw some of the guys struggle with that location, because people would just walk by them unless you grab them kind of, and you have to have the right product for them to kind of even try to spend them. So that's where it becomes a little daunting, you know?
Yeah.
But overall, dude, I like I was telling you before we came on, you should go. You should probably try it. I mean, if you can get in, obviously, without this waiting list, and we should all go, bro. And Eva, John, and we just help you out at the booth, because you would need help. It's not a one-man show. That show is not a one-man show.
Yeah, I'm definitely applying again, but I want small press.
You'd be exhausted. Yeah.
I'm not going to do Artist Alley because you get a 4 foot, you get half of the table.
No, Artist Alley is not a good location. Artist Alley's all the way at the back of the place, and not necessarily that it's forgotten, because it's not. But by the time people get out there, they're looking to sign, for signatures and stuff like that. And you're not really doing anything there. You know? What I mean?
Yeah, I know. It's but I'm definitely applying for next year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to get in. We'll see what happens. Because I know that I'd have a great time there. It's two things, man. Just for the networking, and to be able to reintroduce Duty to that market that where I had so much fun with. You know what I mean? I just love that area. I love the vibe. I love the gas lamp district. It's just the atmosphere. Everything's just dope.
Dude, the weather is just out of control, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you can't beat that weather. That was the thing. I think if people weren't going into the show, they were hanging out outside. And that's why sometimes the floor doesn't look too packed, especially when there's panels going on. Saturday when Hall H is there, and they're doing all these previews and stuff like that, you're probably not going to see too many people it's not going to be that crazy. But there's always people on the floor.
Nice.
Always people on the floor.
Nice.
So yeah, it was a good time, dude. It's definitely worth doing, I think, if you have the right product. If you don't, if you're like a newbie, like if you don't know your pitch, or if you're not, if you don't have like a good size setup yet, I would hold off on doing Comic Con unless you're like, yo, I don't care. I'm gonna go for broke and just do it, which we kind of did when we first started. We didn't care.
Oh yeah.
You could try it,
We
but
look like an outside yard sale when we first started over there.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, I know, yeah, for sure, yeah. Nah, you wouldn't be able to set up outside. Like they don't have vendors outside.
Yeah.
It's all activations by like the bigger companies.
Oh yeah, like
Like parking
sponsors and
lots,
stuff. Yeah.
like empty lots. They'll pay for, and then they create their own little kind of world outside.
Nice.
It's that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. And then I went to Bell County this past weekend, and
How was that?
it drew in the crowd. The crowd was there, right? There were lines on Saturday morning. You know, VIPs were let in at 9 o'clock. There was a few hundred people online for VIP that had the VIP passes, but they had a lot of. So they had everything's in a different building. So they have the main convention center, which housed all the celebrities, all the big names in comics and art, right? And all of the bigger vendors were in the big giant room and sponsors, which is like a big convention hall. Then they had a lot of smaller buildings, which are like the size of each one, probably like the size of Texoma, right?
Okay.
So yeah, so it was good sizes, right?
Yeah, that's
So
nice.
right, so they had one that just had nothing but toy vendors, right? Toys and collectibles or whatever. Then they had a new one that just dedicated just for Artist Alley, right? So we're in there. So you had guys like the Ripperverse were there, Ben Dunn was there. You had, people we know there, but it was just Artist Alley, right? And then they had another building. I don't know what was in it, right? That was the one I was in last year.
Yeah.
And so you have to building hop. You got to go in one building, go out, walk down the path, go into the next building. Yeah, right. So only my building with the toy was connected. Everything else you had to walk out.
Yeah.
And what's up, Sabatino in the house? And
Yo, what up, Mike?
so I was saying, so the night before I go, my garage door, I just moved into my new house. My garage door collapses, right? It gets all mangled and whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I had to crawl out of the garage and slide my stuff underneath the crack to try to get my stuff to load up the car. Had to call to get it repaired. We had power surges, knocked out my AC. So I'm leaving for the weekend with no AC and no operating garage, right? And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm on the phone driving to Bell County. It's a 3.5 hour drive. I'm driving on the phone calling because I have a home warranty. So I'm calling them up, trying to book whatever. Luckily, my sister-in-law came down to help be there, facilitate all that stuff. And so I get there and I find my table, and they gave us these wooden tables that were 6 inches less in width, not length, width. So my standard, like the cubes, you know how the cubes, you can put 2.5 cubes to 3, right? This 1.5 cubes could fit on this table in length. I was like, how is this an Artist Alley table? This is crazy. I know. So I'm like, I'm stressed. I said, I can't even fit my stuff on this. So as I'm sitting there, debating what to do, they all security comes and the management come and they evacuate us out of our building to another building because of tornado warning. So I'm like, oh, so now we're in another building for an hour. We lose an hour because of tornado warning. And I got there around 4:30, 5 o'clock, right? So you set up is till 8 o'clock. So now from 5 to 6, I lose an hour. So I come back and I meet Robert Bevan, who we met in Texoma. He's a painter, a really good guy. He said, yo, Sam, I got an extra 6-foot table in my car. Do you want it? I said, sure. So he was commissioning me to do a cover for him and his brother-in-law. And I said, you know what? The cover's free. I'm going to do it for you guys. I ain't charging you. You guys hooked me up. You saved my life with this table. So that was cool. So I'm like, all right, I feel a little better now because I was stressed. I leave home. I'm stressed. I just moved into a house. My house not even unpacked, and I go through all this stuff, whatever. I get there, tornadoes. Like, what is with the weather and me? Right. Yeah. So I'm like, yo. And go back to the hotel. I get me a couple of Long Islands from to drink at the hotel. And I'm like, just like, whatever. I go to sleep. I wake up the next day. I come first day, Saturday, it's a good day. I made my table back. I'm like, all right. It wasn't a wild day. It was a good day. So I said, all right. So Sunday, if I make back my hotel, I'm good. I'm straight, right? Sunday's a struggle, right? Sunday's a struggle. Oh, because the AC goes out. So now no one's coming into our building because the AC's out. Everyone's sweating. So they leave, right? So it gets like dead man's valley for like a couple of hours, right? And so people start coming in and out randomly. But you had to hustle on Sunday. Hustle on Sunday. So while I did well, I didn't make back all of what I invested, what I spent, but I didn't perform as good as last year. And the atmosphere was different this year. A lot of the people were in the bigger rooms with all the celebrities, and then the spending power this year was different. I don't know what it was, but you had to work. If you had your head down, you lost the sale. I mean, I was watching people just. There was an anime artist at the end row that left. They didn't come back on Sunday. At the end of Saturday, they packed up and left at the end of the night. But I did well. I sold a lot of books. I sold a lot of prints. I sold a lot of stickers. But I wish it would have been better. But again, that's what I'm saying. There's no guarantee at these events. Just because one year was great doesn't mean the next year is going to be a repeat, right? But the good thing is I had about a dozen people from the previous year come back. Right. And they came back for the follow-up issues. So it was a fun event. I have no regrets, but I think next year I'm going to be very selective. I want to get into the big house. I want to get in where all the magic is. Because the AC was always working where the celebrities are. Nothing goes wrong where all the celebrities are. So I want to be in the room where, at least the crowd is, and I can work the crowd. Because
you want numbers, man. That's the thing. You want numbers because I say this all the time. It's a numbers game, and you want to have enough people there. What did he say? What Casey say?
Wow.
Oh, my father toys. Wow.
Yo, what are the purple crown things? I don't know what that is.
So when you put messages in on the chat. They see little crowns with numbers on them, like number 1, number 2, and I think it depends on how many comments you make. So like if you post a lot of comments, you get the number 1 crown, or you get the number 2. I think it's engagement. It's to make people kind of like, I guess.
Oh, nice.
Post stuff on your things. I think that's.
I don't even see it on my end.
Nah, I don't see it.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, I see it. I see it on my app.
See it?
Oh, nice. Yeah, okay. That's a new feature, huh?
Yeah, it's new.
Yo, Rippaverse, they roll deep, bro. They had like 6 tables, like a whole table. They had like a whole line of tables, and they had this big elaborate setup. And they had a squad. They had at least 10 people.
Well, they were $3 million on your website. You better have a.
They're rolling deep. I was like, dang. But yeah, they were there, and I saw, it was a lot of cool people there, and some people I made some new connections with some really really talented artists and creators that are going to come on the show. Yeah, so I mean, it was cool. It was fun. There's always a good time when you stop at Buc-ee's on your way to a road trip.
Buc-ee's, good old Buc-ee's.
Yeah, doing big things. Wow. Ripper has so many employees that overhead must be out of control. Yeah, I mean, they had a squad. I mean, this guy's he must be getting all these licensing deals and must be making bank.
Yeah, probably at this point.
Yeah, because it was like, I didn't know they were that big. It was like it's misleading. And then when I saw that, I was like, wow, that's pretty impressive. But there was a lot of talent. Yeah, I walked around, and I mean, the talent today is so legit. Yeah, I was having this conversation with an artist, fantastic illustrator. Man, he was amazing, right? And he was my neighbor, and we were talking about how today, because we're on the same age group, he goes, there are a lot more. The talent today is so significant, and there's a lot more today than it was before. I said, no, they were always there. They just didn't have social media. I said, and then when you look at it, a lot of people coming from overseas and international too. Right. So I could tell you a dozen names of writers that they commissioned international artists to do the interiors. Right. But they didn't have social media. So you didn't know how vast and how talented, so many creatives are until now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, social media definitely has opened up.
What's up?
For us. What up, my man? But I think also, I think that it's not that it's easier to have to make comics, because comics are always hard, but I think that there's more tools available for us to be able to do these things and put our stuff out there than there was when we were doing it, or when we started
Well,
doing
I think technology,
Yeah,
if you
technology has
work on speed, it a lot, so it's funny because I did a duty as Woody, and I did a duty as what was the other character? Um, anyway, I did it right on the spot. I'm standing because
Mm,
when it got slow, I'm standing and I'm drawing, trying to make eye contact on my iPad, and he's like, "You did those two in less than an hour," and it was just
it
inks. I
is.
just did the
We got
inks,
flip
right,
off
black and
there.
white, but the backgrounds, the whole bit, everything. He's like,
Right.
he goes, I said, I had a year where I didn't work, where
Right.
I focused on speed. I
Speed.
wanted to get faster because I want to produce. I said, if I can get to a point where I can produce, I can outpace the traditional standard for producing a comic book page, that when I get older, I'll be at the standard, right?
Right.
So when I slow down, I'll be at the actual standard, but I want to be faster while I can, so that when I get to that point, I'm at the average that it takes a person to produce this. So I really worked hard on my speed. I said, but I'm extremely slow when it comes to coloring. I
Coloring
said,
is
I
tough.
can lay down, panels, and I can lay down my, the layouts and all that stuff quickly, the inks and all that stuff. But when it comes to coloring, it's going to take me a minute because I'm not that proficient there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, no, it's true. I think, yeah, you're definitely working at speed, but yeah, the coloring is always, it's just takes forever,
Yeah,
dude.
it slows me down because I think a lot, right? And then I'm looking at it and I'm pulling back, and then I'm trying this tone, I don't like that. I'm trying this lighting effect, I don't like, so you're playing around. I know it's like a lot of test and try, and a lot of zooming in and all that stuff. So where with the inks, I'm just right and just getting it out of the way.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I hear that, dog. But yeah, but talk to the peoples about the project, man, about duty and the new project, the Kickstarter before we run out of here.
yeah, man. Yeah, we're one backer away from the raffle.
Let's do this.
We for every 20 backers, I'll be raffling off a brand new cover for issue number one, which now takes over. All the other covers are being retired. So this is the brand new cover for issue number one of There's Nailing on My Toilet. And um, all physical backers will be entered to win this copy signed by me. That's the retail cover as well. And so we're one backer away from hitting number 20, and we're 56%. So we're at the midway mark for achieving goal, and it's already week one. A couple of days I was traveling for work, and with the conventions, I didn't have time to promote. So I'm hoping to get back in the game this week and promote it, and I'm hoping that a lot of you return and pledge. It would always be nice to pledge and be funded on the first day, so the Kickstarter algorithms work in your favor. But Duty has never had that luxury. It's always been a slow crawl on Kickstarter, but with your help, we can make it happen. This is the holiday special. This is Duty in the Santa conspiracy. This is Duty back on Uranus. He doesn't believe the hype about this one man that can travel around the world and deliver gifts. He's coming to Earth to prove that it's just smoke and mirrors. Doesn't realize he's in over his head. Doesn't realize that Santa rolls deep. Doesn't realize what he's about to face. And it's the adventure of a lifetime. And there's a lot of stuff happening. There's a lot of hijinks, and there's a plot twist at the end. There's a connection that Santa has that Duty never anticipated. So it's going to be really dope. And it's 28 pages. It ships out. You receive it in November on time for Christmas. So if you want to get one for yourself and one for a friend or a gift for someone you want to introduce comics to, it's a great holiday gift. Back it today. It's your way of pre-ordering it and securing it. And it's pretty dope. I'm excited about this. And it's a simple campaign. There's not a lot of bells and whistles. It's the book, the variant cover, some stickers, some prints, and that's it. That's it. And it's all around Duty and Santa Claus, and it's really exciting. And I'm really proud of this book. I've been wanting to tell this story for a long time. I revised the original story that I wrote and illustrated years ago, and I just scrapped it and I rewrote it and I re-illustrated it, and it's and every day I do get better as an illustrator, so I get more proud each time I look at my next project. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm showing growth. I'm showing maturity in my work. And I want to share that with you. So I'm hoping that you come along for the ride. I'm excited about this. I hope that you're excited too. If you love to laugh, you love Christmas, you love Santa Claus, you love aliens, this is for you, man. It's like Men in Black meets Nightmare Before Christmas, right? And it's just like it's dope. It's fun.
There you go. That's good. That's good, man. Men in Black meets the Nightmare Before Christmas. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one, man. Yeah. So that's live right now. You got the links in there, and I'm actually gonna dip out in a little bit because I got a show with Miss Lori Calcaterra. But this weekend I will be at Terrificon with Anibal, Michael, Rob. Is going to be there. Jonathan will be with us. We're going to be hanging out, chilling. So if you guys are in Terrificon, make sure you stop by Mr. San Martino and Rob's table. I don't know what booth you guys are in, but people will find them.
Awesome. And this Saturday, I'll be at Texas Latino Comic Con. So come down and see me. I got 7 new stickers and I got 5 new prints. I got the entire Avenger cast duty as. So if you want the whole set, you got to come down to Texas Latino Comic Con. It's pretty legit. I'm excited about that. And with that, I'm going to leave you with the promo trailer for There's an Alien in My Toilet. Actually, Duty in the Santa Conspiracy. This is a one shot. This is a one shot, right? So with that, I'm saying the crazy man Vera.
George, the Dream of Medina.
And we are out. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
'Twas the night before Christmas. Up in the stars, a duty was stirring, about to travel real far. Determined to prove, is all been a trick, and uncover the lies created by Saint Nick. The truth is out there, and it's covered in tinsel. Duty's back from Uranus, armed with gadgets, attitude, and an icy vendetta. In Duty in the Santa Conspiracy, our extraterrestrial hero sets out to expose the biggest holiday hoax of all. Santa Claus himself. Is Santa a fraud? Get your copy today.
It's just easy. It's not.
Crazy.
Acquiesce.
No, I was talking about my friend Acquiesce.
Say my name. Say my name. Right? This is what you were thinking? Oh, my.
He described me. He said, I'm the
What? Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. To Catch the Craze. You are listening to Catch the Craze on Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze.